Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is. For you, I know once again, it's me again. We. Okay. Right. Okay. Me. Wingish Nibe, Mijanki Kway. Sweet grass, water, medicine woman. Your friendly, freaky ass, medicine woman. So Christianna Carr and Chris Carr, superstar. All this beautiful divine being right here. And welcome you beautiful divine beings right here too. Right? I already did a little talk thing. Yeah, I'm a little nasally now, huh? So I will just do this little reading. We're just gonna jump right in then. And see, I was gonna do a morning star. I'm gonna think that I'm gonna maybe say that for the Monday. So Thursday, let's just have a check-in from our big peace tree, right? How we can continue on with that, finding that inner peace, right? Tapping into that inner peace, getting in touch with our passion, right? And that spontaneity, right? What lights your fire? What gets you so excited? What is that for you? Thanksgiving too. Make sure you research about what this holiday is all about, right? I like to say gobble gobble day. We have the turkeys. Know what you're celebrating, because it's not a very popular in history, right? Who would like to look back at that? But we need to reflect back so we don't do it. It's not to get caught up in the miseries and stuff again, so we don't keep repeating. Right? It's time to stop those cycles. Break the illusion that that's the way it's got to be, right? Not think we're like dragon and we're this all-powerful being and nothing can stop us. And then somebody says, well, can you turn yourself into a dragonfly? And then you lose all your powers. Whatever that is. Okay, let's call in all of our directions. From the east, that's the place of illumination. Place of man, of fire, the passion, clarity. I said the east, the fire. And we'll call back all of our energies from the south, the place of childhood, the innocence, the waters, the emotions. And we'll call back all of our energies from the west, that's the woman, the physical place of introspection, the earth. And we call back all of our energies from the north. That's the wisdom years, the air, the mental. We walk our red road, right? From childhood, fertility, we're born, we're created, right? And we grow up into northhood, to the north, south to north is our earth walk, the red road, right? Where we either keep continuing those cycles or we choose to break them. We fertilize those new things, these new beginnings in us, right? Every birth is a chance for that new beginning, right? To change what came before, right? We think about those 7 generations ahead and behind. 7. Those cycles, we can break them. Every 7 years, our bodies are new cells. So, right? 7 wasn't just picked out of the air. Don't forgive once, forgive 77 times. Blue road of spirit is east to west, is where we can connect to spirit in our dream. In the dream time, right? In the dream space, and we can dream into being. That's what spirit helps us with. So careful what you're dreaming and what you're thinking, right? We bring that into being. Spirit thinks, okay, here you go. East to west is the blue road of spirit, always with us, always there, just like the sun. That's loyal to us, right? It's always there for us. Are we loyal to it? Is it there for us no matter what? So where do our loyalties lie? To ourself, to our source. And then let it go from there, right? To the source, to ourself. Go from there to our earth. Father, creator, mother, earth. Love. Below. When within. Okay. Little quickie. Right? We're going into that inner peace. How can we do that today and finding that balance? Because, it's just one day at a time. One day at a time, oh sweet Jesus. That's all I am asking of you. Just give me today. Today. I don't know. Oh, goodness. Ow. It's good. We can laugh about it, right? I can laugh at myself. I can laugh at my pain and laugh through the pain. Gets me through, but laughing hurts too. Whatever. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. I'm alive. Life sounds like I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. Michael Fratney? 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 I don't know. Cool folk singer, tall dude. Been around for a while. Hey, nah. Talking about name. I don't know. No. Going up. That's how I find my inner peace. I like to sing to myself, like swing it, right? And I find that happy medium, maybe. I don't know. Where are we gonna go? Right? Let's just find, okay, that inner peace. We want that inner peace, so overall energy we're picking up today. We have a top and bottom card it's going to give us. I showed the tops and bottoms when there's like a path in the totem, It's opposite, because I always show a path in a totem. So, 7 minutes. Okay, pick the card. Alrighty. This one, the overalls, checking in for the inner peace today. That hour of power. What are you doing? What is working for you? Oh, there's my cousin calling me. I'll call you back. Hold on. Okay, excuse me. All right? Just give me a second. I can't answer it. She's doing video call. Are you doing a video? Hello? What? You're doing a video. I want a video. I love you. Say hi to my viewers. Yeah, I just started. Hold on, I'm going to pause you and talk to her, okay? There you go. Say hello. There we go. Excuse me for that. It's my beautiful cousin. Lots of prayers. She's okay. We all go through stuff. We're all going, what is that? So we need to touch into that hour of power, right? To get into that inner peace. Right? And don't get caught up in that trickster, okay? Because it's telling us something. All that pain is telling us. Even if it is that we need to focus on us, that we're spreading ourselves out too thin, giving to everybody else that's not taking care of themselves. Right? And then there's sometimes we give of ourselves. And when we need those helps, right? People turn their backs on us when they get upset or whatever, become the scapegoats. And I can see. Well, that's happened to people in my family too, And it's not like my family's so different. It happens in every family to some degree, right? Whether they admit it or not. Like right? There's some that says, well, in my family, we don't hide the crazy. We put it on the porch and put it on display, right? That's a trickster, right? We trick ourselves to think that, oh my gosh, we need to hide things out because this only happens in my family. This doesn't happen everywhere. So maybe that's to tap into that ritual of joy, is that, woohoo, we're not the only crazy family out there. Everybody's got a crazy dysfunctional family. This world is a crazy dysfunctional family. Right? Humanity is like a big, huge dysfunctional family, right? Because we're all part of the same species. We fool ourselves if we think that we're not. So tap into that joy, right? A trickster thinking we have to go through suffering. We can tap into that joy too, right? We're reaching up to our creator and down to, and then we share that love out, right? Because we're constantly filled from above and below, right? And shared out. That's what we need to do here. So I'm going to go quickly through my blood Work is at 10:40, and we're at 10 o'clock now. So I have time to finish this up quick, and I'll have to call my girl back after. Oh, send her love, send her love. That was my first guest. She was my first guest on the show, eh? Okay, so let's go. Let's reflect before we take that action, right? There's a time where we just got to take that action, think about later, right? Shoot now, ask questions later. Let's reflect. We want to reflect before we take that next step to getting to that inner peace, right? We take that time to really see what's calling us here, right? That shawl, to be able to return home and connect to that source inside, right? And that ritual of joy, that's how we connect. What is that for us? And we fool ourselves if we don't think that we can connect, that there is no joy within us. There's nothing to be happy about. Everything's just miserable, blah, blah, blah. Where are you looking? So return to who you are, right? Returning home to ourselves, being loyal to ourselves. 13, 14, there you go. 4, 5, 6, 8. I don't know. Anyways, so returning home and being loyal to yourself, to your source, to yourself, right? You want to be loyal to your source, to yourself, the source that made you yourself. Right? And that will help you discover who you are. Inside, who you were made to be. What's your purpose here on this earth be? Because we all have a purpose. We were all uniquely made and designed to help this earth in some way. Right? And then we take that action. So we're reflecting. We're coming home to who we are. Tapping in to that core essence of ourselves, right? To be loyal to that core essence, to be loyal to that little inside of you that needs to be feeling protective, that needs to trust that adult that it's in, right? To help to grow up safely, because those inner child still need to grow up too. We can still play, but it's what we need to do. So, okay, and then the action we want to take, we're going to clear everything out of the way and get to the clear action. The clear action is to, right, tap into that inner wisdom, to be grateful for all the lessons and how we've come so far. You know, whether good, bad, whatever, you learned something. So be thankful for those lessons that helped you grow, to turn your experiences into wisdom, right? Because we've gained that wisdom when we don't continue in that same experience. We get that wisdom when we start using those new abilities, and we be grateful that, hey, here's an opportunity for me to use this new skill again, to tap into that joy and not from the suffering. There's an alligator. Thank you. You know, I have that wisdom now, but before I take that action, I take into consideration everything that's around me. I'm also patient because it's not going to happen right away. Alligator will take it's the roll with the punches, but alligator also will tuck its meat under a rock to wait for it to be tenderized, right? It'll take it right down to the bottom, let the water kind of tenderize that meat, right? So then you need to be patient too for things to soften up for you. When something is too tough, you can't chew through that meat, you know, sometimes it needs to be soaked. Softened up and roll with the punches, and integrating all those new gifts and being grateful. Now I know how to integrate that. That's part of me. Now it flows from me naturally. Right? When you tap into that passion and that purpose and let it flow from you naturally and be grateful. What are you grateful for today? Every day, think of something you're grateful for, even just one thing. Just start with one thing, right? Have an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful. We can look at all that we didn't get, or we can look at all that we have, right? That's up to you. Where do you choose to view? Right? Right. It is right. I'm right. I'm always right, except for when I'm wrong. That's what I tell my kids. I'm always right, except for when I'm wrong. I know everything except for what I don't. Right? Okay, so that's how we get to the inner peace. We tap into that our power to be returning home, to get in connection with that source. And how does that happen for us? And then we be grateful that we can. And that we can turn this into wisdom. We get to choose whether this is going to be something that blocks us or something that helps us move forward. We can choose whether this fear is going to hold us back or we're going to face everything and rise. We get to choose what that does for us. We get to choose if we're going to call in those fears, right? Are we going to share those fears with others too? I'm afraid of this, and then we get somebody else afraid of that. Or what do we want to share? Let's share what we're celebrating. Celebrating that we feel the fear and we do it anyway. Because without fear, what's the need for courage or bravery? Right? So everything needs that balance, and sharing that balance. And how do you come to that balance in yourself? Right? And sometimes that might help somebody else. Maybe it won't. Right? I'm sharing with you the things that help me too. Right? And hey, some might relate, some might not. Not everybody's cup of tea. What works for me might not work for thee. Right? But whatever that is for you, right? You're the expert on you and your life too. You know what's going on there. Right? And there's ways to tap into that and figure that out. I mean, it's tough if we're stuck in situations where it's been crazy making situations, so we don't really know. But we can get out there and tap into that. So that's why if we tap into that source, no matter how dark it seems, or, you know, we can't see the forest through the trees or whatever that is, that if we open up and tap into that source is always there. Never, ever turns its back on us. Never, ever separate from us. It's impossible. And we're all in this together. So, how you doing so far? We got over that hump day. We're on Thursday into the way to the weekend. Geez, I really hope you can make sense of my gibberish sometimes, eh? So, yeah, so now I gotta go for my blood work. I'll be phoning my cousin back and make sure she's okay. Send love there. You know what? I really, it's 10:08 right now. Kind of really just want to throw one of these on each of those. 3 of these Medicine Woman cards. My Medicine Woman cards gives you a little bit deeper meaning into them, or a clarifying thing. Let's see what that says for us, eh? Yeah, I like the size of these ones. They're nice and little. This one says, I've had the longest. Ouch. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Clarifiers. We're calling all those energies back. Well, we've already got them all back, so but just kind of get these set up in that too, eh? Okay. All right. Ecstasy, beauty, equilibrium. The lovers fighting the spirit within unite with ecstasy. Ooh, what does that mean to you? So finding that balance, that ritual of joy. Right? That's a 6 on that one. What was... Hey, wasn't that 6? Let's see. Can I pull them out here? There we go. It was 6. So that loyalty, that trickster. We need to be that lover for ourselves too. Like we tricked ourselves thinking that it needs to come from the outside. Happiness begins within. Everything begins within. So you need to tap in to that lover inside of you. You need to balance your masculine and feminine inside of you. This is what we're doing. This is what that reading is about. So that's that confirmation, that hour of power, that ecstasy. What's that to you? So it's a lovers in the traditional deck. Wow, the lovers finding the spirit within, unite with ecstasy. Right? So that's when we come together in partnerships, because we've already found and fulfilled ourselves from within. We're being filled with source and from Mother Earth, that we can share that out and share that together. And then it just grows. It's not draining the other. And then we can spread it out to even more. Right? Oh, I get chills with that. Share your love. I'm kind of like that. I'm excited. Show them from the mountains. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle these for the home and returning home and that loyalty, returning to that loyalty to yourself. Or one will pop out with us. One will pop out. One will pop out. One will pop out. There we go. Just like that. It did. So, that hour of power, the master storyteller. So what are you telling? What stories are you telling yourself? The exemplar of arrows. Is that the knight? Or the prince of arrows? The prince. The master storyteller. What stories are you telling yourself about where you came from? About, you know, your loyalties about, oh, I can't do this for myself because this would go against my family. If I do anything for myself, that's a selfish. So I can't think of myself. That is so selfish. But what are we then teaching our children then? We can share our stories they're learning from that. Right? When we return home to ourselves, we're an example just for them to see that we are a reflection that they can be too. Right? So we share our stories of where we come from. Also have enough history to look back on that we don't need to repeat it. Right? That's what I'm thinking. That's what it feels like. That's trying to tell us. What are the stories that we're telling ourselves about where we come from? And are we returning that? We need to return to the basics of respecting our earth and seeing everything has a spirit, right? But it's not going backwards. Returning is not going backwards. If we're returning to something, a more peaceful way, right? A more accepting way, where everybody is allowed to be themselves and honor their source in their way. You know, source knows our heart. Don't have to prove that. That's the wisdom and gratitude in that. So what is that action? What is the confirmation on this action today? One more. And, oh, gosh. Well, this was the one that flipped up top. The power. And I think these want to have I want to have a look at those two. We'll have a look at those in just a second. So that North, relating to power, that's the wisdom, the power of that gratitude. The wisdom that comes when you exercise and practice at having an attitude of gratitude. You know, and how do you relate to that power? Is it about having power over, right? Or empowered? Do you want to show everybody how great you are? Or do you want to show everybody how great they are? Right? Do you want to reflect back to them the potential that they could be? Right? There's the wisdom in that. And what was the one behind that one? Right? The alligator. Right? Do you roll with those punches? Do you try to make it happen too quickly? Because I want this now, so I'm going to, right? How do you relate to that power? Do you let that source guide you? Eagle is spirit, right? Flies closest to spirit. How do you relate to that power within you? Have a look at that for you today. That's a great little reading there. Right, ecstasy. How do you relate to that power? Are you trying to have power over another? You're looking for complementing energies, looking for that completing energies. What's the stories you're telling yourself today about how you're going to achieve that inner peace? That you need to be in a connection to have inner peace? Because we need to find that first, right? Maybe. You know, maybe people can find it together. I don't know what works for you. That's up to you. Right? That's the ever-deepening love. We have that for ourselves. And then we're ready to share that with somebody else. You know, we contemplate our blessings. The Four of Arrows. Contemplate your blessings. Exemplar bowls. That's the cups. This is the arrows is the sword. So the mental and the love, right? Contemplate your blessings. We can look at everything we don't got. That's the attitude of gratitude. All the things that we're thankful for. You're contemplating your blessings, and that gives you an ever-deepening love of source too. When you see the source has always been there, never disconnected from us. We disconnect from source ourselves. So wow, beautiful. Glad those two popped out. Contemplate your blessings, and that brings an ever-deepening love. Look, have an attitude of gratitude. This is how we find that inner peace. It is possible, remember? And we can only do that in ourselves. So we're doing the greatest thing for the world. We're giving the greatest gift to the world. Finding that inner peace in ourselves, right? I'm not telling everybody else, showing them. I'll tell them. Show them. Love you, beautiful beings. Biggest heart hugs ever. Thank you for being you and shining your light through in everything you do. This world needs you. Count your blessings. Deepen that love for yourself and your source. And others too. Love God, love others. The number one rule. Love